A high-ranking military prisoner arrives, forcing the usually arrogant warden to humble himself and show some real respect. His rank isn't scary, but his unmatched command force. It holds unruly, elite veteran soldiers who led units, yet he only needs a single look. These tough guys instantly turn into an iron army. Even standing there, his presence intimidates all. Who is this man that makes the president feel threatened, willing to risk all to keep him away? To keep him contained behind these heavy walls, the warden personally greets him on his first day, giving him a tour of the prison. The reason is simple. The warden is a massive military history geek who has never actually stepped foot on a real battlefield himself. That's why he idolizes the decorated combat hero before him, a man who survived real carnage, like a devout believer. He even collects military books Irwin wrote, along with sorts of war artifacts he's managed to find. He treats these trinkets like gold to satisfy his inner hero complex. He acts like a starstruck kid, fawning over the general and begging for a signature. Irwin's next comment wrecks the warden. Seeing his war relics, he offers only one sharp evaluation. That single comment destroys the warden's romantic war fantasies. His hero worship instantly collapses, and all his admiration turns into nothing but embarrassing self-deception. The warden turns livid, skips the autograph, and sends Irwin to his cell. From then on, the warden's harassment began. Next day, he tossed one ball. Inmates fought and bled for it. He watches from above, ordering everyone down when someone gets hurt. He then executes prisoners, calling it a riot. This is all done just to spite Irwin. He loves seeing Irwin crawl on the ground like a dog. It gives his twisted mind such immense pleasure. No matter your past, you're now an ant beneath my boot. Guards used rubber rounds just for torture. Warden provides minimal care, leaving them to suffer in agony. Even worse, there have been several deaths where rubber bullets hit temples, but the warden always blames the victims for moving. The veterans beg Irwin to use his high-level connections to stop this. With his status as a former 3-star general, he has friends throughout the military brass. The warden is a call away, yet he is helpless.
Gentlemen, I'm done. I'm not fighting anyone or anything anymore. I'm doing my time here. I'm going home, and God willing, I'm going to sit on the porch and play a game of dominoes with my grandson, who I've never met.
In truth, escaping this place is simple for someone with his influence. If he just said the word, his old subordinates could draft a medical report and get him released to live out his days in peace. He turns down every offer to leave. The drama unfolds the next day when a young soldier salutes Irwin out of respect. This infuriates the warden, and he immediately orders a harsh, unfair punishment. That young man held a salute in the cold rain all night, denied rest until dawn. It was a vile way to make an example of him, born purely from jealousy. The warden holds absolute power over their lives, yet he's never earned the genuine, natural respect he craves. Instead, he uses his position to destroy what he can never have. Seeing the soldiers suffer in cold rain, Irwin can no longer stand by. He steps in, citing prison rules and demanding the punishment end immediately. However, the guards just swarm him and beat him with batons until he's spitting blood. The warden isn't done. He forces Irwin into labor to further trample his dignity. Under the blistering sun, he has to move giant stones, a grueling labor that usually takes 10 men to finish. He wants to crush Irwin's spirit and make him beg for mercy. Initially, the prisoners just watch, whispering to each other and betting on how long he can last. Then, the general takes off his shirt, and the yard falls deadly silent. For 6 years, he bore the marks of torture. Many inmates know his legend. Surviving torture proves his spirit is harder than steel, earning deep respect from all the prisoners here. When he finishes, the prisoners erupt in cheers. But the warden's cruelty hasn't ended. He orders him to drag every one of those stones right back to the start. Irwin doesn't say a word, just repeats the grueling labor until the end-of-day bugle blows. Later, a curious prisoner asks him why he bothers with all that pain. Irwin's words resonate with every man in the block. That night, the prisoners take out their dog tags and hit the bars in a synchronized rhythm, like war drums. This stands as the highest true silent tribute between men of honor. The following morning, the men joined forces to demolish that wall of oppression. At Irwin's suggestion, the young inmate punished for saluting leads everyone to start the rebuilding. Everyone works with intense focus. It's not just building a wall, it's building their own spirit. Soon, a new structure stands tall, and the warden absolutely panics at the sight. He sees what he fears most, true discipline and unity. These prisoners aren't scared of his power anymore, because they found their dignity again. Because they have a leader they follow, they are no longer scattered, but have now become a true, disciplined army of soldiers. Once they have regained their fighting spirit, it is clear that the power balance in this prison is finally about to shift.
You may not think that I have ever set foot on a battlefield, but that's because you have never sat behind this desk. This desk. My men and I are vastly outnumbered. We spend every day behind enemy lines. Because make no mistake about it, Mr. Irwin, they are the enemy. But I don't need to justify myself to you, do I?
I don't know. Do you?
This wall that has become the focus of so much tension and turmoil. Well, in about 2 minutes, there will be no more wall.
A panicked warden summons Irwin. Furious, he brings in a bulldozer to flatten the wall they built, destroying the dignity and the honor the men built. Most of the men retreat, but the young soldier holds his ground. He knows he can't stop the machine, but he refuses to abandon what matters more. It's the vow of a soldier: never retreat before the line falls. The young soldier's death finally ignites the war that Irwin has been holding back all this time. He is no longer a prisoner. He has officially become a general waging a war. He summons the camp leader to issue an assembly order, and all the prisoners across the facility instantly line up into formation, as if by reflex. They hold a military funeral for their brother. All soldiers raise their right hands, but at the last second, they switch to their own custom salute. The warden watches, yet he is helpless. This moment solidified Irwin's leadership. Irwin now commands all prison rules. The cornered warden has to negotiate and agree to the terms. He will then tolerate the salute and the title of general. In exchange, Irwin only demands the warden keeps the peace, ignoring the war that has started.
It's too late, Colonel.
It's too late for what?
For your offer. The men don't want to salute. They don't want to use rank. They don't want better food. They don't want more TV. They just want your resignation. So do I.
My resignation?
You're a disgrace, Colonel. A disgrace to the uniform. You should not be allowed to retain your command.
Well, then I better go back.
I think you should.
Tell me, Mr. Irwin, what's to stop me from just placing you in the hole for, say, 6 months?
Nothing? That's the way you want to win.
Desperate, the warden calls his own superior for help. When a brigadier general visits, the warden lies, claiming Irwin is mentally unstable and trapped in war delusions, using that as an excuse to get him transferred. He never dreamed that this old soldier he called in, that general served under Irwin years ago and was actually mentored by him. Even though Irwin is now stripped of his rank and honor, in the eyes of this general, he remains the most respected commander he has ever known and served under.
Normally for a contact visit, folks are limited to one embrace at the beginning and one at the end, and hands must be visible at all times also.
I guess that rules out the hand job.
The two smile and sit down to talk. Meanwhile, the warden gets an anonymous threat letter, ordering him to resign to the general by 2 p.m., or they'll kidnap him. Fearing for his superior's safety, he panics. The warden doesn't hesitate, mobilizing all his guards to storm the room and seize the general. He even uses water cannons to suppress the inmates and scrambles a helicopter, ready to drop gas. The prison hits high alert, but it's a false alarm. It's Irwin's setup, with one goal: forcing the warden to resign. Under pressure, the warden shows all his guards. Troop size, heavy gear, and response speeds are exposed. Played for a fool, the warden now decides to strike back. He exposes Irwin's criminal record to try and shake the men. The truth behind Irwin's imprisonment is much deeper. He ignored a direct order, and 8 of his men were killed. Overcome with guilt, he willingly faced the military court. Sending him to prison protects the status quo. Irwin's massive military influence threatened the president's authority, even in retirement, as he could rally men to his side. So they used insubordination as the perfect, quick excuse. If the army demands his death or shame, he yields. There was only one reason Irwin is willing to endure this. He doesn't blame a soul. He does it all for his brothers in arms. He accepts the long sentence, choosing to carry the burden for his honor. That kind of courage is something the elite cannot grasp.
What I want you men to understand is what the consequences can be when you choose to follow a man who is motivated solely by his pride. A man who will do anything for one more victory notch on his belt.
A man's moral code. Words reveal character. What someone says reflects their true vision and perspective. The warden is just like that. His vision is as narrow as his glasses, holding only selfish greed. He's always petty, judging a warrior's integrity with his own shallow, small-minded worldview. He has no clue what faith or honor really means. He doesn't know what a commander's heart or a soldier's spirit is. During lunch, 2 inmates pick a fight to distract the guards. Irwin takes this chance to announce his complete tactical plan to the men. Under the military code, the key to removing the warden is proving he has completely lost control of the facility. The prisoners are fired up, and the atmosphere in the mess hall is electric. Spirits are high, but one man can't smile. It's the warden, the spy planted among the prisoners. The warden feels clever, having already bribed Yates to turn. He lurks near Irwin, stealing the plans, not knowing it's all part of Irwin's master plan. Irwin knew Yates's father, a fellow soldier from Vietnam, a decorated veteran who came home from the war only to be broken by deep trauma. In Yates's memory, his father was never a hero, just a broken man. Yates hates the military and his father's legacy, yet he faithfully repeats his father's path. He went to West Point and became a pilot. When his father died, he gave up his future and became a drug dealer. He's in prison, running a casino. Greed-driven and hated by all, even himself. On General Irwin's first day in prison, he even opened up a very petty betting pool on him. He bet the general wouldn't last a week, but Irwin saw right through him. That night, he appeared in the warden's office again, but demanded more. To get all the core details, the warden must release him now, not cut his 3-year term to 3 months like a snitch. They both know the score. Outside, the inmates discover his location and are cursing him as a traitor. The warden quickly locks him away for his own safety, but Yates gives him an ultimatum. Accept 3 months in protective custody or head back to your cell and get killed by angry inmates.
I need more time. Come get me at 05.
The next morning, the warden is confident that Yates will have cracked and is ready to spill all the secrets about the plan. To his surprise, Yates only gives him worthless intel. The warden just scoffs at the warning. He believes the prison's only flag is safe in a locked box in his office, but when he checks, he finds the box completely empty.
Peretz, who was in here yesterday?
I took it, you murdering.
Yates never really defected. He was just playing the warden while waiting for his friends to create a distraction. When the signal came, he snatched the flag and made his escape. The warden beats him, but can't get a word. Locked away, Yates just smiles, knowing victory is near. Because victory is within reach. Just as Irwin expected, the guards force all inmates into the yard and search every cell, but they find absolutely nothing. The warden realizes he's trapped. The diversion works. At 6:10, Irwin gives the order. Prisoners move fast. They lock the gates to the yard, trapping the guards inside like rats. A highly organized tactical strike unfolds. One team quickly moves stones to build a temporary defensive position, creating a solid line of defense. Another team rushes into the mess hall to gather metal trays, crafting makeshift shields to arm everyone. A final group takes control of the prison's communication system, effectively cutting the warden off and signaling the visiting general. Now is the moment for a full counterattack. The men use homemade weapons to strike back. One by one, the guard towers fall under a bombardment of fire and rockets. They smash the command center, putting it out of commission. The bombs hit the collection room, burning his honors into ash. The warden is now completely furious.
Get that water cannon now.
Guards break through the lines, colliding with the shield array. When water cannons appear, the formation instantly scatters. But Irwin had planned this. His team snuck into the pipes and cut the water valve on time. Seeing his defenses collapse, the general calls to say he's bringing elite reinforcements. The warden panics. If his superior arrives and sees the riot and the inverted flag, he's done. He has to regain control and fix the mess before the general arrives, or he's doomed. He sends his ace, the attack chopper. The battle hits stage 3. Irwin waits for this one. At his signal, a modified water hose snares the chopper's landing gear. Yates climbs up, overpowers the pilot, takes control of the aircraft, and maneuvers it to disable the guards. With the last tower gone, the warden loses control. Victory's near. Irwin orders men to line up to hoist it, the upside-down flag. But the warden had one last card. He called in special ops forces loaded with deadly ammo. Facing countless gun barrels aimed at them, Irwin issues his final order, commanding every single one of his men to get down on the ground immediately.
I will not let you do this. You will not raise that flag upside down. This is my command. You will not raise that flag upside down.
Torns in the pole. The warden screams for fire, but the troops refuse. Irwin has no weapon, just a flag. Even the warden's aide refuses to execute this vile command that breaks all military code. The warden finally sees reality. He has lost totally. Winter fires away, but wounded Irwin stands. With iron will, he holds his broken body up, burning out his life force. With his last breath, he hoists it. As he falls, the flag flies true. He never meant to hang the flag upside down, not for rescue or riots, but for 3 things. To restore dignity to his men, make the corrupt warden pay, and return this prison to its true military order and honor. He just wanted to see that flag flying the right way again, flying straight in the wind, a hero's soul. The flag waves high in the wind, standing tall, just like Irwin's legacy. With his immortal military soul standing tall, the warden is utterly defeated. He killed Irwin's body, but personally made the old general a legend. The warden will forever be branded with the stain of killing a hero, while the smoke clears and the general's strong moral character is remembered by all. General Irwin died for his cause, raising the flag with his soul. Truly undefeated, he remains.